Hi guys, this is Vitaly with AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics, and in today's video, I'd like to speak with you about trucking inflation on regulation violation. But first, roll the intro. Welcome back. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please like a video, be sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single release of our videos, where every Friday we're talking about something that could benefit you in your trucking businesses, in your trucking careers, as well as cover the loads we've successfully booked for our customers, consisting of leased owner operators and carriers operating under their own MC authorities, running under our truck dispatch services. As always, guys, big thank you for all the likes you provided in all the previous videos. Please do keep them coming, and let's talk about this trucking inflation and basically increased costs that will be carried over to every single CDL holder in the country for violations of different DOT regulations. So we'll jump into that, but not before you give me the opportunity to say Happy New Year, guys. I really wish for all of us to have a fantastic year, a blessed year, filled with joy, filled with lots of money, and hopefully the freight markets will ease up a little bit because we know for a fact that this has been a really rough year. And in fact, I will tell you that the second portion of this video is going to showcase loads at rates, at gross dollar amounts that I have not seen this low in years. Now, did we expect that? Absolutely, we expected that. We were certainly hopeful for the opposite, and we did have a small increase in a small spike in rates, but it was truly short-lived. Peak season did not peak out, unfortunately, and the bad news is that we're going to probably see another at least 1 to 2 weeks of this, if not a little bit longer, before things start to normalize and start coming back up again. So, don't be concerned when you see that. Obviously, not good news, but you are going to see these numbers. You are probably going to see a continuation of this because we have their 3-day weekends, we have the holiday season, and the Thanksgiving spike really didn't make too much of a difference. It wasn't long lasting enough in order to make a huge difference. Although some guys were able to really take advantage of that period, and at least for that time before turning in home, they were able to make a significant amount of money. So way to go there. But again, I'm hoping that 2024 will start to show us glimpses of improvement in the freight markets, and I hope that this is a good, big, positive year for you guys on financial, on a business, on a personal level. So happy New Year, and let's jump in. The reason I'm making this video today is to kind of remind you that there are certain things that are left unsaid in the industry. There are certain fees that continue to go up and that they come up and become law or become updates that affect us in the trucking industry, yet there is no comment period, and there is no notification, no notice put out there because of the way that certain laws are written. And then to compare that to some of the laws and the way that they're presented towards the other side of the trucking industry, which is the brokerage side, it seems very different. So what we're talking about here today is a rule that implements the Federal Civil Penalties Inflation Adjustment Act of 1990, FCPIAA, as amended by the Federal Civil Penalties Inflation Adjustment Act Improvements Act of 2015. So yes, you heard me right. I did say act twice in the same title. The government does a wonderful job with their wordsmithing and making acronyms and shorthand. But what this ultimately comes down to is it's a rule that amends or adjusts penalties for various DOT operating administrations, including the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, the FMCSA, as well as the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA. So those are the two that we're mainly concerned with in the trucking industry, although across the board, this affected everyone under the Department of Transportation. Now, for our case, what it does is it updates fines for violations, and it follows initial adjustments made in 2016 that were put into effect, as well as applies to violations after yesterday, December 28th. So moving forward, including today, you're already paying or will be paying a higher dollar amount for penalties and things like that associated with being a truck driver. And well, you get the idea. The adjustments use a specific formula based on the CPI, the Consumer Price Index. We made videos. I'll leave a little card here in the corner. If you're interested, take a look at that. But basically, they're looking at inflation. They're looking at the change between October of 2022 and October 2023, and then looking at that inflation rate and inflating the cost of these penalties, because the idea here is that it should be a deterrent for truckers to violate the regulations, right? And so the return is the money and dollar amount. And so if we have inflation, money's losing power and things are becoming more expensive, they feel that they have to actually annually raise the cost of these violations by the average of the inflation for that time period. In this case, October to October, 2022 to 2023. I think that's just awful, considering that we're just coming out of Christmas, end of year, holidays, really difficult market in an industry that's just dying to for some change, for some positive change, for some reprieve, and then you at the end of the year just go and make this and basically drop it without notice or any sort of comment period or anything like that. It's just, and it's annual, it's every single year. So again, the no notice without public comment, and this is due to the 2015 Act's requirements for annual adjustments. So very, very convenient. They don't have to talk about it. They don't have to notify you. It is what it is. Every year you're going to pay more. The goal is to maintain the deterrent effect of civil penalties for DOT safety violations. So basically this will never end unless we somehow, come together and find a way to amend this, change this, make this go away. Now, the question that I have at the end of the day, and we've talked about this subject at length, is the broker transparency bills, one that was recently passed that goes into effect in 2024 technically, but really doesn't do anything until 2025, meat and potatoes portion, and 2026, the remainder portion of that bill. So the question is, why is it that brokers are, they don't have to be transparent for yet another 1 to 2 years before anything takes effect, ultimately, over a year, while truckers basically are getting a federally required automatic annual cost increase, because that's all this really is at the end of the day. So, I'd love to hear, how you guys feel about this. Is this even fair? Is the government picking favorites? Is this what we're seeing here? So please leave your comments in the comment section below. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Hit the notification bell. I'm going to switch over the camera. We're going to look over the loads that we book for our customers, and I'll see you guys in just a moment. Welcome back. Let's take a look at some of these loads. As mentioned, guys, this week does not look good. Now, keep in mind, a lot of these guys are running short weeks, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, whatnot. Some guys are running 7 days, but ultimately, I would say this isn't bad. A lot of folks made, well over $6,000, so that's fine. The rates, in some cases, it did quite well. In some cases, definitely took a beating. But again, there are a lot of different factors, and this should have been expected. This should have been anticipated, and we did talk about this in previous videos. So expect a little bit more of the same, and then expect hopefully some reprieve, although we are getting into January, February, and probably not going to start seeing any major changes until the beginning of the second quarter of 2024. Let's jump in. I'm going to start off with manual. This is a regular dry van starting out in Sterling, Illinois with a 1 pick, 1 drop to Lebanon, Tennessee. 13,000 pound light load, 7 skids of building materials, 577 loaded miles, booked at 1350, got him 234 a loaded mile there. Then he took a load at Huntsville, Alabama with, looks like 3 drops, Sedalia, Missouri, Broken Bow, Nebraska, and Miles City, Montana as a final. Now, it's another light load, 7,505 pounds. It's 5 pieces of snowmobiles in his regular dry van. Lots of miles, 1,630 loaded miles, booked at $5,500, coming out to Montana for $337 a loaded mile there. Manual ended up running Tuesday to Saturday, so 5 days on the road, $6,850 gross, 2,207 loaded miles ran at an average of $310 per loaded mile. So quite well done. Excellent gross for this truck. Only 5 days working. A very, very disciplined driver, and a very, very hardworking driver, and certainly paid off. So thank you so much for that. Happy New Year. Next, it's going to be another dry van. This one's going to be Marco, coming out of Aurora, Colorado, going to Billings, Montana with a light load, 10,000 pounds of U.S. mail, 555 loaded miles, booked at $1,600, got him $288 a mile. Then out of Billings, Montana to Plain City, Ohio, 26,000 pound light loaded nutrition supplements, 18 pallets in the truck, 1,557 loaded miles, booked at $2,800, got him $1.80 coming out to Ohio. And then out of Urbana, Ohio, going out to Allentown, Pennsylvania, it's a 41,000 pound load of packaging, pull board, fiberboard, paperboard, 27 skids of this stuff, 492 miles, booked at $1,600, got him $3.25 on that one. Averaged out really well. Marco running Wednesday to Monday, so that's 5 days on the road, $6,000 gross, 2,604 loaded miles, running that at an average of $230 per loaded mile. Excellent job, sir. Then we got Tariq, Great Falls, Montana. in a dry van coming out to Solon, Ohio with a 15,000-pound load, 26 skids of packaging, 1,736 loaded miles booked at $3,500. Got them 202 a loaded mile. They finished off with Orville, Ohio to Fairburn, Georgia with a 44,000-pound load, 29 pallets, 3,854 cases of dry grocery food, 699 miles booked at $2,000 even. Got them 286 a loaded mile on that one. Now, all in all, he ran for 4 days, Tuesday to Friday. Gross still $5,500 gross in just 4 days. Ran 2,435 loaded miles at an average of 226 per loaded mile average. An excellent gross for just 4 days of trucking. So excellent job there. Next we got Dan. Now this is going to be a reefer coming out of Columbia, Missouri. Coming out to Batavia, Illinois with a 15,000-pound, again, light load, 560 cases of milk. The reefer was set at 34 degrees continuous on that one. 386 loaded miles booked at $1,000. Got him 259 a loaded mile. Took a load out of Burlington, Wisconsin to Winter Haven, Florida. This is a 30,000-pound load of frozen food. Reefers at -10 on that one. 1,255 loaded miles booked at $3,500. Got him 279 coming out to Florida for New Year's. Now, 7 days on the road, $4,500 gross, but only 1,641 loaded miles, which got him 274 a loaded mile. Excellent job, Dan. Way to go. Let's take a look. Next, we got Ryan, who's in a dry van coming out of Denver, Colorado, going to Shreveport, Louisiana with a 42,000-pound load of baled OCC cardboard, 975 miles booked at $1,550. Got him $1.59 on that one. Then Monroe, Louisiana, Denver, Colorado, 15,000-pound light load, 9 pallets of paper packaging material, 1,076 miles booked at $26.50. Got him 246 coming out to Colorado. Then headed out to Kansas, Bird City, Kansas, coming out to Minden, Nebraska. 45,000-pound load of animal feed, 173 miles booked to $750. Got him $434 a mile. Made that worth it. So Ryan, in this case, ran Thursday to Wednesday. So that's, what do we got? 6 days on the road, $4,950 gross. Ran 2,224 loaded miles at an average of 223 per loaded mile average. Way to go, Ryan. And then the last one we got here is going to be Shelby, coming out in a dry van out of Belvidere, Illinois, going to Richmond, Virginia. It's a 33,000-pound load of miscellaneous freight. 875 miles booked at $2,200. Got him $251 a mile there. Then Franklin, Virginia to Albuquerque, New Mexico with a 42,500-pound load of paper rolls. 1,875 loaded miles booked at $2,600. Got him $1.39. However, out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, zero deadhead to Pruitt, New Mexico, real quick run. 44,000-pound load of cardboard again. 97 miles on this one. $300 booked. Got him $309 a mile. And then out of Pruitt, New Mexico, zero deadhead, kind of moved him in. Took a load to Hazlitt, Texas. It's a 41,000-pound load of paper, 703 miles booked at $1,100. Got him $1.56 coming out to Texas. So again, not the greatest numbers. $6,200 gross, running 7 days on the road. 3,550 loaded miles, ended up averaging that out $1.75. So Shelby, keep your head up, my friend. End of the year, we're going to make this happen, but you definitely hit the gross and the bills are getting paid today. Welcome back, guys. As you can see, gross numbers have certainly declined from last week and a week before that. I anticipate that this will continue into January. Usually the first week of January is really nightmarish. This year, the holidays have fallen on weekends, so we have a third 3-day weekend. Most of the loads are going to be loading and unloading on Tuesday. That Tuesday is going to be an absolute nightmare. So be aware and understand that this is normal and this is what is to be expected. However, that is not an indicator of what's to come through 2024. A lot can change, and one of the things that I would certainly encourage you to do is to explore our programs. As mentioned before, guys, we've had carriers who've been able to expand their fleets. We've had carriers who've been able to age their MC and make it through difficult times. We have leased on owner operators who've come over to us from really bad operations. Now, the market is the market. Yes, granted, our guys will get higher rates, and they generally do, and you're going to pay less and have a much more transparent program, a completely transparent program with the leasing operation, with the company driver positions, with the dispatch side of things under your own MC authority. But it really ultimately starts with a decision from your end that, hey, you know what? I'm willing to get some help. I'm willing to work with someone. I'm willing to kind of let go of the reins a little bit and see if we can achieve the kind of numbers these guys have been presenting to us every single week for years and years and years. If you have any questions, take a look at our videos from past releases. Give us a call or text text us. The number's simple, 801-448-6363, or go to our website at aftdispatch.com and get information right on the homepage. Just fill it out if you're a carrier or owner-operator, and your information will get sent to us. We'll get in touch with you. We'll send you some stuff over email, a lot of helpful content, and we'll answer all your questions. But just make sure to start off the new year strong on a very positive note, and let's make some money. I'll see you guys next year. Take care.